This is video number 3 in the Intermediate Skills and Techniques series for violin and viola players. In this video, we are going to learn phase 3 of spiccato. Now, if you have not gotten to the phase 2 of spiccato where you're at the speed of 60 and you're able to do the bounce 4, play 4, you're not ready for this phase yet, okay? So don't worry about this now. Get yourself ready. Otherwise, you're going to end up with being very frustrated and having a bad spiccato. And that's not the plan, okay? So practice. If it takes you longer than a week to do phase 2, that's okay. It's better to take your time and do it right than having to relearn things, okay? So we're here on phase 3. We're starting back again at 55. And this is just going to be straight up spiccato, okay? So no bounce and play, just spiccato. And you're going to do up and down the scale. You're going to repeat the high D. Start with your bow on the string, but this time I'm going to start a little bit below my balance point. That's because when we were bouncing, trying to bounce right on the balance point, but we're not starting off with just bouncing. We're starting off with playing, and I want you to go from here to here when you play. So I'm going to put my bow on the string right about there. See there? And then I'm going to tilt it. Okay? Now remember the way I did that, I just brought my wrist up a little bit. Now we're just going to play 4 counts, so 8 eighth notes on each note. And 1, tay, run, say, go. 1, tay, 2, tay, 3, tay, 4. Now E. 1, tay, 2, tay, 3, tay, 4, tay. 1, tay, 2, tay, 3, tay. Now G. Be right with me, make it very even. Get a good core sound. If it sounds sloppy, check. Make sure you're still close to the string. Now repeat that high D. Make sure you're keeping it even. Make sure your down bow and up bow sound the same. Make sure it's coming off the string, no extra sounds. Tilt the stick if it's not still tilted. How close are you? Remember, we're only coming that far off the string, just a little bit. Just like half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, no, half an inch, okay? Now, 55 is where we're starting. If you are already able to do that evenly with a good core sound, bump it up to 56. And if that sounds good, the next day, do 57. Do this every single day until you've worked your way up to 70. You should probably not be doing 70 today, okay? Let's hear 70. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but let's hear 70 so you know what you're going, because I want to show you what you're going to do after this. This is spiccato. This is phase 3. You're playing spiccato now. It's just very slow, okay? So once you get it up to 70, that's a good beginner spiccato speed. I'm just going to play it for you. Don't play along, just listen. Again, I'm going to start a little bit below the tape. I'm going to tilt my bow. Do a whole measure of each. Okay? Now, when you have reached the speed of 70, you are doing a good spiccato. It's even with a good core sound. Then, rather than speed this up, keep it at 70, but I want you to reduce the number of notes that you're going to play. So instead of playing 8 eighth notes, only play 4 eighth notes. Okay? So like this. You're not doing this with me, you're just watching. So I start on the string, I tilt the bow. All the way up the scale and down the scale. Then repeat that high D and come down, okay? When you can do that evenly, again, keep this at 70. When you can do that with 4 notes, then do 2 notes at the same speed, okay? Like this. Start on the string, tilt the bow. Okay, up and down the scale. And yes, you guessed it, after you can do 2 notes at 70, evenly with a good core sound, I want you to try to do just one up and down the scale, just like this. Start on the string, tilt the bow. Now, does spiccato get more complicated and faster than that? Absolutely. But if you can do what I just did, and it's even with a good core sound at the speed of 70, you're going to be able to handle much of the spiccato work that you would need to do within the next couple of years of your playing, okay? So again, here's what you do for this phase. Phase 3 is straight up spiccato. Start off with one whole measure, 55, 8/8 notes on each note up and down the scale. Next thing, build it up to 70. Not happening in a day. It might take 2 to 3 weeks, okay? Build it up to the speed of 70. I suggest 1 click a day. Once you get 70 even, good core sound, even notes, then reduce it to 4 notes, keep it at 70. Then reduce it to 2 notes, keep it at 70. Reduce it to 1, and then just going up and down the scale. Once you can do that, you've got a good, solid foundation for spiccato.